Hi guys, we're Brian, Johnny, and Charming. And as for a quick introduction, we decided to make a project using the coronavirus situation around the world. The virus has been causing many casualties around the globe. We wanted to take a closer look at the total death count due to the coronavirus in South Korea. We gathered data off the internet of the total death count for South Korea, and the independent variable would be days since March 6th, and then the dependent variable would be the total deaths.
We've got our sample data from total deaths by coronavirus in South Korea from March 6th to April 7th in 2020 according to this official graph.
For our data, the data for the total deaths in South Korea due to the virus and days are recorded in the table. This is the scatter plot of our data, and the title of the plot is Total Deaths Due to Coronavirus in South Korea. The y-axis represents the dependent variable total deaths, and the x-axis represents the independent variable, which is the days since March 6th. So our regression line, or LSRL, is y hat equals 29.4 plus 4.989x, and the correlation coefficient r is 0.993. Since the correlation coefficient is greater than 0.8, we can interpret that the total deaths due to coronavirus in South Korea and days have a strong positive linear relationship. We can use our LSRL to make a prediction. So let's say we want a value of total deaths at the noon of March 20th. We can plug in the value 15.5 into our LSRL and come up with a value of 105.2. When we interpret this value, it will be using our LSRL, we can predict that there's going to be 105 people dead due to the virus in the noon of March 20th, 2020.
With our equation, we can notice that our slope is 4.89 and y-intercept is 29.4. In this context, y-intercept means that approximately 29.4 people were already dead by coronavirus at March 6th. And with the slope we have, we can notice that number of deaths by coronavirus in South Korea increases approximately 4.89 people each day. We found our residuals by subtracting predicted y, the y hat from observed y. Residual plot is scatter plot graph with x-axis for days and y-axis for residuals. Since there exists a noticeable pattern, we can know that linear regression isn't the best fit.
With the data we have, the r-squared value, or the coefficient of determination, is 0.988. This means that 98.8% of the observed variability in the total number of deaths in people can be explained by an approximate linear relationship between number of days since March 6, 2020 in days and total deaths in people. The calculated value for standard error is 5.327. This means that the typical amount by which an observation deviates from the least squares regression line is 5.327. To conclude, we cannot say that the linear regression is appropriate with this data, since the residual plot apparently shows a pattern. So we try to transform the raw data by applying cube roots. The residual plot shows no pattern in the beginning, but it shows the pattern again towards the end, which proves that the linear regression is still not appropriate even after the transformation. Still, since the correlation coefficient and coefficient of determination are both very high, the least squares regression line fits well for this data, but the residual plot suggests that there could be a better fit for a nonlinear model.